work. And then also turn your opacity down, your main opacity. There we go. So you'll just have to tweak this. I'm just trying to get it to where it looks right, and then smooth it, of course. That's good. Okay, so it looks like we got it going. Your smooth thing's right up here. We'll adjust it further once we bring a background in. Just trying to get it set up, so to kind of surprise you. Try setting this one to screen possibly. I'll leave it for normal just so we can see the difference when we bring in a background. Okay, that should be good for now. Let's go ahead and add a background to it. So I'm just going to close the, unexpand the layer. Now let's bring in a background. So import file, go with this one. Bring that down underneath. I'm going to pull this out so it fits my comp. Go ahead and pre-comp this. Okay, so now we have our trail in here, and as you can see, it looks different once it's on your comp or your background. Now we can go ahead and tweak it a little bit. So what we need to do here is play with the opacity, but first, for the transfer mode for your particles, change it to screen. Okay, and then adjust the opacity. If you change this to screen and leave your layer to normal, you'll be left with your texture, and you kind of want that in there just to get, if you do it here, you'll get like a flat look. Let me show you. See, it's a little bit too flat. So let's set it normal, set that to screen, and just turn the opacity down to where it looks good. And you can also change the size of your particles to whatever you need if you want more size to it. You know, if you want a really fat trail or whatever. So obviously that was a skinny trail in the movie. Turn my opacity down. And maybe go ahead and add some more particles to it, just to make it a more solid trail. Here. Looking good. Alright. Not too bad. Okay, so now we can go ahead and let me see if let me try adding a little bit more white to this first one. Just make it a little brighter. I don't really like going full white on it. There we go. Okay, now turn the opacity down so it looks like it fades into the sky more. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and play that. There you go. And then you have it shooting across the sky. And of course you can adjust the speed, like I said before, so it can, and the life, to make it last longer. If you want a really long trail, you can adjust the speed of it, make it go faster, slower. In your particles, the position, those keyframes, which is here, we expand the particle layer again, and just adjust it here. This is your two keyframes, make it go faster or slower, and life per second, or the particle life right here, to make the trail last longer. Alright, now what we want to do is, let me move my camera, because now that we have this adjusted, now we can just move the camera and put it wherever we need it. But first I want to show you what happens at the end of the trail. Okay, see how you're still left with the particles, because we need to turn those particles off now. Now that we know how many particles we needed to do this, which was 1650, now we can adjust that. So we're going to keyframe that, pop in, just start the stopwatch basically anywhere, and we'll just adjust it. Go to one more keyframe up. I use the page up and down key to adjust my keyframes manually, just so I can go up once, and then I'm going to turn the particles off to 0. Okay, so now you'll see the particles vanish. So now we just got to adjust the keyframes so that we're not left with the blob there at all. So let's grab both keyframes. I'm just going to pull them back a couple frames at a time until we get it where we want. That's a little bit too soon. One more keyframe. There we go. So now we're left, and of course you'd want to add your explosion, your shockwave effect at the end of that trail. See, and it vanishes off. Let me go one more up, because it's not too bad to leave the ball there just for a second. You just don't want it lasting long. I'll leave it like that because that looks cool. Because you'd want to, you can create your shockwave off of that blob, and if you add a lens flare in there, these clouds will even get brightened up. That little ball there will brighten up and kind of give it a good center to your shockwave. All right, so we could just leave it like that. Now, let's go ahead and if we want to set this up, we can, like, say basically, let's do your start off point where he flies away, starts from the ground and flies away. Just grab the camera rotate tool and just get it into position. Just play with it. Get your move tool, move it over like this. Do some more rotation to it, like that. Maybe pull it down a little bit or zoom out a little bit more. See? Like that, and then it goes off. So you'd want to like set up two scenes. Set up a render one where it goes like that, with the camera in position like that, or however you want to do it. Just go like this, and then you set another scene up, and then to where it goes the other way, to where it rotates the other way, and then you can comp those together in a whole new comp and time it up. You know, shoot it like this, and then of course have the particles go this way, or just create a whole new particle system and layer and everything, and just have it go a different new direction from here. Have your starting point instead. Remember how we started the one particle emitter over here and here? Have it start here and shoot off this way. However you want to do it is fine. Or you can just go ahead and add another keyframe to your position and have it shoot off this way. So you know, you can have, now that you have your particles made, you can take this position of the emitter and move it anywhere you want over time, and the trails will follow it. So you can have it do a circle, zigzag, whatever you want. So that's, you know, that's fine. So I want it to go a little bit longer. So let's go to my position and just adjust my position a little bit on this keyframe here. Like that. I just want it to last longer because it just doesn't look right. And move it back with my camera. Actually, I'll just rotate it like that. Trying to find the end of the trail here. Ooh, it's a little bit too close there. Now let me zoom it out. There's the end. Okay, I want the end just not here. I want to keep zooming in until it winds up being to where I would think the ground would be. Like that. Okay, now let's rotate it in position. Just play with your camera until you get it where you need it. You know, that's the cool thing about the camera and working with 3Ds. You can adjust it once you set up your particles. You don't have to retweak the particles. That looks cool. Probably rotate it a little bit now. I want to see the end of it also, so pull it down a little bit. Oops. Yep, that looks cool enough. But I mean, you get the idea of what you got to do. There's your thing, and of course, anytime you need more particles, just make sure you go to the keyframe for your particles. Make sure you adjust the last keyframe, or the first keyframe where you have your 1650.